Hey, this is the GreatStockPicks.com wrap-up or highlight video, if you will, from Friday's trading. I didn't put one out last night. I may start going every other day, if for no other reason because I'm too lazy to do them every night. I do have a couple nice highlights from today. Wasn't too anxious to trade today because of options expiration, and well, just quickly, look at the SPY. I mean, after that initial sell-off, just chopping, getting tighter and tighter all day long. Not a lot going on in the afternoon, so I will highlight a few. Whenever this happens, you really have to find stocks that are somewhat of an anomaly. You know, you're getting some volume and movement, so you can find some trades. Otherwise, you just find yourself getting whipped out of things as they chop around during the afternoon on a day like today. So I'll share a couple with you here. Bank of America, it was in a real strong sell-off, and we noticed it. And you know, anytime you see a chart that looks like that, you know, I've had people say, well, why are you thinking long here? Well, I'm certainly not thinking short, okay, after a move like that. So having said that, called Bank of America today at 11, where's my drawing tool, 1182. So right about here on this green candle, worst case stop, low of day. I believe that was 9 cents below, and it never did revisit or visit that stop. So from 1182, made it almost to 1220 here, and almost did it straight up fashion over the next half hour or so. TSL, another one. Again, remember, we have to search for these high volume anomalies to find some tradable volume and to get a nice measured move. So TSL looked like this. You're looking at 5-minute candles here. Almost 500,000 shares right there in 5 minutes. So he certainly had the volume and played this bounce called TSL at 28.39. Doing something a little bit new here too. Probably right, I'm guessing, somewhere right in there on that green candle, and a worst case stop about a dime below. I don't want to say that never got hit, because if you held it all day you would have got stopped out down here, but from our 28.39 call, it did go up to over 29 here, so almost a 70-cent move on about a dime risk, and you know, taking profits all the way up. What I'm doing new, and I'm getting positive feedback so far, whenever I spot a setup, I'm starting to, if I get a chance, I'm starting to project the setup live as it's occurring onto the chat room members' screens, so they can watch it, and I can use my arrows here and show exactly what I'm looking at, and then the microphone in conjunction with that on how I'm entering and that sort of thing. So getting positive feedback on that, so I'll probably keep doing that. AIG, another example from yesterday, kind of the same thing, and this isn't all we do. I'm not just a bottom feeder, but these are some examples from the last few days that offered nice low risk. I do like to find a sell-off like that, and AIG from yesterday was a 41.56 call as a potential long, so probably right in about this area of that green candle. 41.56, stop was 17 cents below. That never got hit. It did today, but we don't hold overnight. So 41.56, it made it up to over 42, and again, the 17 cents was really irrelevant, because you can see once we grabbed it, these are 5-minute candles, it was already up and way out of where we bought it. So 17 cents is your line in the sand, but once you get a move like this, and you're talking probably 30 seconds after our entry, break even stop holds the rest of the day. So even the 17 cents a share risk really wasn't a factor after about 5 or 10 seconds. And JC Penney's called as a short yesterday at 33.60. Somewhere right in about this area, and the worst case stop, a little bit wider than I like, was up here originally, but once this rolled over finally and started heading lower again, then my stop, well, I would say it went above this base. It did on part of it, started taking part off the table, but anyway, from 33.60 this fell down to 32.91, so a nice move, almost 70 cents in our favor. And even though it took a little while after our entry right here, once it got going, again, break even stop holds the rest of the day. So that's a few highlights from the last couple of days of trading, and we will follow up Monday. Hopefully we'll do a wrap-up video or highlight video on Monday with what we called in the chat room for Monday's trading session. So have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.